Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jonathan, and welcome back to Money Talks, where we want to offer you financial information and meet you where you are financially so that you're able to stick to your budget, manage to pay off your debt, and begin to save on your path to building wealth. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about what you can do to really make your budget work for you. And that means what type of accountability does the budget give you, and how do you use that to move you forward? If this is your first time joining me here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you have a moment, go ahead and hit that like button because that helps this message get spread to a lot and offered to a lot more people. I would appreciate it. So guys, when you think about your budget, a lot of things can be said about it, but it really is a simple piece, and the budget is simply there to help you be accountable. So understand if this is your first time doing the budget, or maybe you've been doing it for a while, once you get all your financial information in one place, that honestly is the worst of the scenario. Meaning you've already gathered everything. There's nothing else that should really come up because you should be aware of anything that's reporting to your credit or may report to your credit, things of that nature, or things that are just there. So that part, you should have some sort of security in, like, okay, it's time to go up from here. But the purpose of writing it down is for twofold. A lot of times in theory, we can see a lot of things in our head and we can envision, I should have enough. And that's a lot of times how most people make purchases. They're at the store, I get an extra check this month, or I don't have to pay this bill. And they're thinking about it in their head. And it sounds and feels and thinks differently in your head than it may come out on paper. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is, if you take what's in your head and go and do it on paper, you will be able to actually see the full picture. You're not always accountable in that full picture when you're trying to add things up in your mind of what your full scenario may be. What are upcoming expenses? What expenses may have changed in a month? So it's very important that you write it down. Scientifically, writing things down is a level of accountability, which is why when somebody unfortunately gets on discipline at work, they get a write up, because that shows the severity and that shows that this is how we will begin to hold you accountable. Documentation. So the budget is the same thing. So when you write it down, the writing it down practice helps you for when you're in the moment at the store and things of that nature, because you already written it down and you know better. So that tells you, I really shouldn't be spending this. Or it tells you, hey, I'm going to spend this in this restaurant category or this clothing category or what have you. But I know I have a different category I can probably decrease so that the budget still stays in line, so that I still meet my goals. The reason for writing it down and having that accountability is because that's what's going to help you when you start to begin your investment journey, your investment plan. A lot of times it would be great if you could throw a lump sum of cash, $20,000, $30,000 into the stock market or into a real estate piece of real estate or something of that nature. But the reality is most people have to dollar cost average into their investment, meaning they have to pay a little bit each month to build their investment. So the budget, having that accountability and then having that line item for investments, that helps you stay accountable, because once you start your investment journey, I personally want your goal to be, hey, if I'm going to invest $500 a month or $600 a month or whatever you decide that amount is going to be, I want you to be trying to build your budget with your giving first, your investing second. That's the goal. Hey, as long as I invest X amount of dollars a month, hey, everything else is good. It's very important that you understand this whole piece of personal finance. It really is discipline and accountability. The accountability is what helps you stay disciplined. So at some point you have to say, you know what? I'm going to stop purchasing this. Well, how am I going to stop purchasing it? Well, first you're going to have a plan. Second, you're going to write it down. Third, you're going to have goals you're going to meet. And then the next thing is when you get that temptation, because it's coming, you don't get to decide you're gonna write a budget and then all the temptations stop. No, when you get that urge, when something comes across your purview where you're saying, hey, I'm gonna purchase this item, you have to stop and say, you know what? That's not a part of my plan right now. Or maybe it needs to be a part of your plan, just built in a little while longer. And that's the deferred gratification piece that helps you accomplish so much. Deferred gratification is not that you go without for long periods of time and then eventually get it. The purpose of deferred gratification is so that you wait a little bit so that you not only can buy what or get the item that you were seeking, but also you have other things that went along from your deference of that gratification. So a good example of this is a lot of people use the example when you're talking about millionaires and things, situations like that. They, excuse me, millionaires, they don't often buy new cars. They might pay for cash or they might finance for a little bit. But what they do, and is another side of that, is the car that they have, if it's a durable car, they hold off buying a new car so that they can invest, so that they can use that money a different way. And by doing that, not only do they have the money later to buy the car differently, maybe full out with cash, new car, things like that, but they also have more money to be able to go forward. It's not I deferred gratification, I bought this thing and then I'm set financially back. No, it's I'm still moving forward. I bought this thing, I bought it a lot easier, and my money and my investments are still growing so that I'm able to move forward even further, faster. So the whole thing I want you to understand is your budget, you have to be accountable to it. One of the ways you do it, and that's the purpose of writing it down. You have to write it down. Write your budget down. Be accountable to your budget. Get around a community that's going to reinforce what you're trying to do, that's going to hold you accountable, that's going to stop you and bring you off the ledge. And then execute all the time. Execute no matter what. Because you're doing that over time. The consistency is what brings your results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, towards the end of this month, we will the 4 free stocks. If you're at a point where you're beginning your investing, I'm in the Webull platform. I'm enjoying it. The stocks are great, but that's another way for you to actually get more money. 2 free stocks when you open an account, another 2 free when you deposit $100 on the platform. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I know I said that 5 minutes ago. I'm really looking to grow this thing, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.